Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and today I'm going to be talking about an artist which I think has been very often overlooked, but a lot of people will know him. I'm talking about Falco. And Falco is mostly known as a 80s hit wonder because he had Rocki Amadeus and Jeanny, which were very big hits worldwide. But for example, here in the Netherlands or at our eastern neighbors, Germany, he had loads of more hits. And I rarely hear people talking about his records, but this man is more than just the man behind some hits. I think he made some incredible albums and he made some incredible songs, and he is one, in my opinion, of the best performers ever. I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna start off this list with number 5, Junge Yrmer. Junge Yrmer was his second album from 1984. And let me first of all, to get you into the appeal of Falco. The record is falling out here. I didn't know that. Yeah. First of all, visually, take a look at the far distant eyes. He is, you could almost think this man had a pretentious look. But if you take a look at the pictures at the back, he is playing. He is playing with your expectations. He is playing with his slickness. He is playing with the pretension. He is playing with the pretension. He is a very fascinating figure, and this record has some of his great songs. It's very 80s. It has a very beautiful 80s element there. Junge Yrmer, the title track, is very good. Then No Answer, Hallo Deutschland, is very good. Hochvini is a beautiful song. He has some great songs here. Awesome album, especially if you're interested in 80s German or Austrian music, because he is an Austrian artist, you know. He was the most successful Austrian artist after Mozart. Now, that says something. I mean, on number 5, Junge Yrmer. Well, I mean, my pronunciation may sound ridiculous for the Germans watching here. On number 4, Falco Emotional. Now, Emotional is the first album he made after Falco 3, which is his... I'm going to be talking about Falco 3 later on. This one is interesting because Falco 3 is a big album with big hits. So how do you continue? Now, he has an obvious nod to Elvis, to the Elvis comeback special with the artwork, but also he chooses for very big gestures. He has his sort of like his own interpretation of the Elvis Suspicious Minds kind of flow. There's a soulful ballad element in there. Not soul like, he's not nodding towards the typical or original black soul. No, he's nodding towards the Elvis white soul with the song Emotional, which is a very nice song. And it's so out of his comfort zone in a certain way, but he makes it his own. Emotional, great song. There are more very good songs here. As a matter of fact, side 1 ends with Coming Home, which is also titled Jeanny Part 2 1 year later. He kept playing with the story element of Jeanny there. Now, Jeanny Part 2 is not as good as Part 1, but it's a very good song. It's very interesting, and he keeps developing the character of the main character, you know. Side 2, Le Nouveau Riche. Awesome song. The Sound of Musik, in which he's actually looking out to get some kind of musical sound, like a typical Hollywood musical idea. He is very interesting, and this is, I believe, the second album he did with Rob Bolland and Ferdy Bolland, and that is very important because Falco is the face of Falco, and Falco has done very good albums without Rob and Ferdy Bolland, which they are Dutch writers, musicians, producers. But they have also written a song which was covered by not Whitesnake, Status Quo. You're in the Army Now. They are one of those Dutch duos who have international tentacles and very interesting involvements and great melodical influences. So this is their second album. Great collaboration. Emotional. The third album is going to be a live album. Falco Donauinsel 1993. Now, there's a story behind this. I found this one first on DVD. And it's just an incredible show. The Donauinsel live show takes place, I believe it's an annual festival in Vienna. And there's a small island in the Donau in Vienna where this festival is being held. And Falco in 1993 was the headliner. But there was horrible weather. It started to rain, it started to thunder, and Falco was unable to play his final song, Me Amadeus. Now, if you are new to Falco and you think, I wanna just hear Me Amadeus, and if it's not on the record, why should I bother? Well, as a matter of fact, it's there as a bonus track, but on a tribute show. So it's, Falco's Me Amadeus is not there. Trust me, you don't need it. The show is, as a matter of fact, perhaps more interesting without Me Amadeus. Because it ends off with Helden von Heute, which is Falco's nod to David Bowie. There are elements which are of heroes which are in the song. And that is such a gorgeous ending. I mean, it's so much more emotional, especially when you take a look at the DVD and you see all the rain and umbrellas, and it's scary. I mean, there's thunder starting there. You don't know what's gonna happen, and it is such a magical moment in the show. Also, this track list: Le Nouveau Riche, Yrmer, Auf der Flucht, Der Kommissar, Ganz Wien, Jeanny and Coming Home, Männer des Westens, The Sound of Musik, Titanic, Vienna Calling, Nachtflug. Nachtflug is good. It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. He does a cover of It's All Over Now, Baby Blue by Bob Dylan. And he nails it. I mean, he nails it better than Dylan. He sits there out in the rain, smoking a cigarette, looking out across the audience and in the distance raining and you see light bulbs in the distance. You see raindrops on the light bulbs and they just disappear in thin air. There's smoke. It's such a romantic moment, and he is such an incredible performer. The highs in Jeanny are almost impossible, but he is so strong vocally and he's so convinced of the part he's playing. This is where you notice that this is one of the best vocalists that ever walked this earth. I'm serious. He is so good at interpreting a song and convinced playing it. We should know this. It's awesome. Falco live auf dem Donauinsel, 1993. Here I have. This is an amazing album. Einzelhaft. This is his first album, 1982, without Robin Freddy Bolland. And this is such a beautiful, raw, Neue Deutsche Welle musician. This has the hit Der Kommissar. I mean, you might know it, zu viel vor 1 von 3, es ist nicht dabei. Wenn ich auch erzähle die Geschichte nicht, das ist stolz wie im Schwung gewohnt, hier Funk, da läuft's nicht. Tja, sie war jung, das hat so rein und war, die Nacht hat ihren Preis. Sagt Sugar Sweet, you gotta rap them to the heat. Ich verstehe, sie sind heiß. Dra die nicht oh. Ciao, ciao, der Kommissar geht um. Wenn dir anspricht und du weißt warum, dein Lebensglück bringt dich um. I mean, I really love that song. It's a good song. It's not even the best song on the album. It opens with Zu viel Hitze, good song. 17 Jaar, nice ballad. Auf der Flucht, I mean, that is a good song. Then Ganz Wien, grab doch zum Kokain. Maschine Brand, only song which I'm not so convinced by. Hinter uns die Sintflut, Nie mehr Schule, nice song. Then Helden von Heute. I just talked about Helden von Heute. One of his masterpieces. And Einzelhaft. The sound of this, I mean, the early 80s Austrian, German sound, it's so pure on here. There's something so new and exciting going on in these grooves. It is a forgotten masterpiece. and I love it. Do yourselves a favor. It's not expensive. It's not expensive, and it's really worthwhile. It's quite an experience. Go out and buy Einzelhaft. On number 2, number 1, you'll already know this one. Falco, the third album, Falco D, with the beautiful red cover. Now, about this album. I have it signed by Rob Bolland because a couple of years ago I organized a tribute evening here in Amsterdam in Q Factory, and Rob Bolland joined us. I did a Q&A with him on stage, and he told me the most beautiful stories about the recording of this album. Opening with Rocki Amadeus. Need I say more? Just a brilliant 80s hit single. Then America. Very powerful song. Tango the Night. Great song. Munich Girls Looking for Love. Great pop song. Then Jeanny. Now, what Rob Bolland told me is that basically he wrote the lyrics to Jeanny based on these cardboard boxes in the United States from Milk, where you saw pictures of lost girls. And he said, you know, the thing is, Falco only changed one thing. So what did he change? Well, Rob Bolland wrote it in the third person, like he was talking about somebody else. And Falco changed it to the first person. And I said, but that one thing made it a masterpiece. And then he looked at me and said, yeah, I think you're right about that. You're right about that. It makes it so much more haunting and dangerous. Side 2, Vienna Calling. Awesome song. Männer des Westens. Nothing Sweeter Than Arabia. And Macho Macho are not my favorite songs. But ending it off with It's All Over Now, Baby Blue. The Dylan cover. One hell of an album. A masterpiece. I love it. So what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.